But I do think this is the game that gets Denver cooking. I think this is the game that kind of propels Denver, and they go on a nice little run here. This is the game that can change the season for the Denver Broncos. This can make them feel like a dominant team. You come into the Super Bowl champ's house, you come across country, and you show them in the city of brotherly love that we are for real and that we are legit. Bo Nix has a kind of a good game here, and the defense shuts down the run game. They still make A.J. Brown quote more Bible verses, and this is the game for them. So I have the Broncos winning here. This is All About the Balls podcast with Mark Davis, Kriska Meinhardt, Luke Rule, Jake Winnikine, and Nick the Doc Skirkowitz. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to All About the Balls podcast. I'm Mark Davis. This is the NFL Week 5 preview episode of this wonderful show, and I'm joined alongside Nick the Doc Skirkowitz, who's on the bottom, and Jake Winnikine, who's also on the top with his beautiful hashtag Niners suck, and we'll talk about why they suck for the first game we preview this week. Doc, I'll start with you. You had a pretty good week last week, 50-50 with your teams. Now Florida State trying to avenge the loss to Virginia as they host the Miami Hurricanes. Big battle in the ACC. Was supposed to be College game day, but like I said, you guys kind of blew that one. And the Bears are on a bye week, so no stress on Sunday for your NFL team. But Doc, how excited are you for some football this weekend?
Oh, very excited. Not as excited, given that the Bears aren't playing, but always love me some football. I'm in more dynasty leagues than I've ever been in this year, so still got to pay attention. But, ugly win last week, but a win's a win, and we'll take that, and, we'll move on to the next one.
Jake.
Congrats to you, by the way. Congrats on that big win to keep you guys alive in the playoffs.
Yeah. I was going to get to that in a minute. But Jake, let's just say it now. Texas plays Florida this week. We talked about it off air. Is there going to be a little friendly wager going on? I'm a Texas fan, obviously. You're a Florida fan. Do we want to make a friendly wager? I know we mentioned wearing each other's gear. Now, I was going to propose that I like a new Texas shirt already, maybe a new hat. So what I'll do is, and vice versa, if my team wins, I'll order the gear to your house, my size. You wear it for an episode, and then when I come back in the winter or Thanksgiving, you just make sure it's clean, and I'll come grab it from you. And vice versa, you order it me. Whenever I come back, I'll make sure I hand deliver it to you, like I'm like a postal man myself.
Yeah, I'm down. I'm game.
All right, Arch versus Lagway. What a beautiful game to bet on. A lot of hype before the season of these two schools. So we'll see if one off their off week looks a little better than they did before the off week. So, but Jake, not just that game. The Niners, very beat up. Like I said, we'll talk about that one to start this weekend. How excited are you for some football, though?
Yeah, I'm definitely excited. I'm not excited about the game tomorrow night, but football as a whole this weekend, definitely a good weekend of sports. Got playoff baseball too. Definitely look forward to this weekend for sure.
Speaking of playoff baseball, like Doc tried to allude earlier, the New York Yankees. I put the sweep emojis to you, and I didn't say who was sweeping who. I was a little nervous that maybe we were going to get swept after game one, after the no hitting, and we blew Max Fried his beautiful game he pitched, and here we are. We came out, bats shut up a little bit, pitching bullpen was better than it was last night, and now it comes down to two young pitchers, and we'll see. It's probably going to be a 14-15 style game tomorrow. Who knows with Boston, New York? Yeah. So it could be whoever scores 15 first, but no Falcons this week. We mentioned the Texas Longhorns playing the Gators. So conference play for the Falcons or for the Longhorns. We'll see now how the SEC goes for the next 8 weeks, not 9 games scheduled yet. The next 8 weeks, we will see how the Atlanta Falcons or the Texas Longhorns do. Going for conference play. I'm so excited about Atlanta. We're 2-2. We have a big game after this bye week. But, yeah, we'll see this weekend. A good weekend. I know it's bad games we're going to talk about, but some of these bad games actually produce. That's the rare shining light of football.
It's still football.
It's still football. I mean, it could be the Titans versus the Saints, which, we are going to see this year, and I'm still going to watch it if it's a primetime game. Could care less. We found some fun, as Doc's playing with his microphone, we found some fun with these two trash games. I know it was kind of not football related, but we found some fun during Monday night's Discord chat. So I know you weren't involved in that, Jake, but we had some fun during the games. We made some light of it with the Dolphins playing, but it is time to talk week 5. Before we do that, let's kind of recap a little bit. Week 4 last week, your boy is back, 12-3-1. Yes, we had a tie. Very odd, very rare. Yes, we do get them from time to time, but yeah, the Cowboys and the Packers did tie. So I went 12-3-1.
You didn't have my call for the tie?
Oh, no, Doc. Actually, it didn't matter who you picked. I know you changed picks, so it didn't matter who you had there. Now, it didn't matter against
I called tie.
No, yeah. If you did, I would have given you the points. But Chris, 11-4-1. So big week for his biggest week of the year. Doc, Jake, 10-5-1. And there's Luke coming back to where he's at, 8-7-1. And against the spread, I told you, I'm not out of against the spread yet. I just need big weeks and have y'all start to slowly go the other way and chip away. So I went 10-6. Chris, surprisingly, 9-7. Doc and Jake, 7-9. And Luke had a tough week all around. He went 5-11, boys. So that brings it to here. You see it right on the screen. Doc, you're still in the lead, 45-18-1. You still got your 3-game lead over Jake, but now I'm 3 games back. I'm right there with him. And then Luke.
It's 35-18-1.
What was that?
It says 35-18-1.
I don't see the 35. I see a
45 on my screen.
Jake, what are you seeing?
45-18-1.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Weird.
Anyways, and then I'm right there with Jake. Like I said, Luke and Chris towards the back end against the spread. Yeah, I'm still in last, but I'm only 6 back, and that's the good thing. Is it was a lot the first couple weeks, and it's slowly chipping away. Jake, you're the leader, but you're under 500. So someone's got to kind of get above 500 here. It's looking pretty rough for this group. I feel like this has been a tough year to honestly pick against the spread. It's been a brutal week.
Injuries and everything. It's been brutal.
Well, the upsets. I mean, injuries aside, the upsets. If anybody took the Panthers, blank and the Falcons, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
I do want to show something, Doc. That picture you sent me, it still says 45-18-1 on the picture that you sent me.
Bro, I am. Hold up.
Your number blind? There's a 30 and 34 below, which is Jake's against the spread.
No, I'm sorry. I was talking on the scroll. Look at the scroll. That's what I was looking at.
Oh, yeah, it does. Yeah, you're right. I could fix
my
that.
bad. My bad. That's
no. Yeah, no, you're right. You're right.
I looked at it before you brought up the yearly records on this screen, so I was looking at the scroll. My bad. Okay, I see where the confusion's at.
No, I'm glad you're right. You are 45-18-1. That is my bad. But let's dive into the games while we're here. Let's talk Thursday night football on Prime Video. We have the San Francisco 49ers at the Los Angeles Rams. The winner of this game is solely in first. Well, actually, that's not true because you have the Seahawks, but we'll be in first place probably because of the head-to-head record with the division. So, guys, 7.5-point favorite. What are some storylines we're looking at?
I mean, the storyline is the whole entire Niners. Yeah. What's left? The whole roster's out. They're starting Mac Jones, Demarcus Robinson, and Kendrick Bourne.
Kendrick Bourne's going to be wide receiver 1.
Yeah.
But it could end up being Demarcus Robinson's wide receiver 1 stat line. Who knows? Who knows?
I mean, they'll probably McCaffrey's probably really going to be the wide receiver 1.
You should put McCaffrey out there wide and let Brian Robinson just behind Mac Jones.
Bro,
to be honest.
You saw what I said in the Discord earlier? His receiving stats, he's wide receiver 8 on the year.
Yeah, I believe it because Bijan's right behind him because Bijan's the leading rusher and receiver in Atlanta. So I definitely believe that.
That's how terrible these receivers are this year.
Yeah. So obviously that's the big storyline is what's Mac Jones going to do with the obviously he's a backup, but he's what 3-2-0 as a starter this year.
Yeah,
obviously
he had his receivers.
And your defense took obviously a big hit a couple weeks ago. Nick Bosa did definitely show. Etienne had a pretty good game. Trevor Lawrence wasn't too terrible. Now you're playing a Rams team. Let's just be honest. They're not the Jacksonville Jaguars. This is one of the better teams we think in the NFL. Kyren Williams has been a roller coaster, but Puka Nacua has been the best receiver in football, in my opinion. If you ask me, he's probably wide receiver 1 in the NFL right now. At this season, not historically, but this season, he's the best receiver. Adams has been
this season. He's the best receiver in football.
Yep. Outside week 1, Adams has been pretty good himself. He's been reliable. He's been a good number 2 receiver, which, I said he's supported 2 top 14 receivers in fantasy football. And then you have a good defense. So this is going to be a tough game for the Niners. I know you're going to have the home crowd probably with all the fans that are going to travel there. But I don't know if those traveling fans can really save the Niners this year or this week.
Yeah. I don't think anything's saving the Niners this week.
All your players being back might save you.
That's not happening.
The only thing that would probably save them is probably an earthquake to postpone the game.
Yeah, they postpone until everyone gets back. But it's an easy cover for me. I just maybe it's competitive in the first half until the Rams kind of do what the Rams do and just pull away.
I don't even think it's going to be that competitive. I mean, these wide receivers all year against the Niners, I mean, they've been dropping the football and stuff, but they've been wide open. and these Rams receivers are not going to be dropping the ball. I mean,
No.
Marvin Harrison had wide open drops. He could have had a field day, but Rams are going to torch this defense. I mean, our starting corner was out last week. I haven't heard if he's going to our second. Lenore's playing, but Green's been out. So if he's not there, it'll be a backup corner also on Devontae or Puka. I mean, it's just it's a mess. No.
Respect Luke, though. He's giving y'all the covering.
Yeah, major respect.
I mean, the one thing I'll say that I like about the Niners right now is, Mac Jones has come out. I think he's played very well this season. 4 touchdowns, 1 interception, over 550 yards in his first 2 games. Yeah, definitely over 550 in his first 2 games. Playing real well. The concern for me is your top 2 receivers are out. So there's too many big pieces.
3 receivers.
Top 3, excuse me. There's too many missing pieces on both sides of the ball. Nick Bosa, obviously the impact he brings to this Niners defense. There's too much missing for the Niners to be able to pull this away.
Yeah. Sorry, Jake, but tomorrow your team's I understand they're hurt, and I know Jones will, he'll do his typical where everyone's hurt. I understand everyone's hurt, but I mean,
he'll talk about the refs too.
Yeah, he'll talk about the refs too, and I understand that as well. I'm used to it. He watches the pinstripes more than the players, but it's going to be bad for you.
Yeah, I understand an injury or two, but we're not talking an injury or two.
No,
but he still goes back to. But he goes back to last year.
Your starting lineup is out.
But I understand that, and he goes back to last year with it, and I'm like, okay, I understand you guys had a lot of guys out, but then I go back to the Detroit Lions who you couldn't even name half their defense. I mean, I understand they had offensive players, but their whole defense was hurt. I mean, so it happens.
Who's Jones' NFL team?
He's a Niners fan. That's why Jake isn't as over the top with the refs, over top of the injuries. Yes, they're injuries, but even he said the injuries aren't what's beating us. That's not what beat them against the Jaguars. The team just sucks.
Not at all. Yeah, the team was terrible.
No, this week it's going to be the injuries.
This week, yeah, for sure. Yeah,
I agree with you there, but since it's on, I mean, we're going to talk about it. But let's go to London, and you see that England flag above the Vikings and Browns because that's back-to-back weeks. The Vikings will be in Europe. 3.5-point favorites against the Dylan Gabriel. That's right, the Dylan Gabriel Cleveland Browns, the 41st starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns since 1999.
Hey, the biggest takeaway that I have from this is the Bears are not the worst quarterback developing franchise organization in the NFL. So shout out to Chicago for that. This one's not close to me. Really, what's going to be the difference maker on this one is who starts at quarterback for the Vikings. If Carson Wentz starts, Vikings are going to run away with this one. If J.J. McCarthy starts, this is a game that is easily up for grabs. Honestly, the Vikings need to just put McCarthy on the bench and let him sit behind Wentz. He's doing well. Off to a very hot start for Minnesota. The defense is good in Cleveland. We saw they were not that good against the Lions, and I think that the Vikings are bringing out a very comparable offense with the weapons that they have on receiver, and I think that the running back game, even with Aaron Jones out, is still very strong for the Vikings. Defense is top-notch. If the Vikings don't get 40 points defense for me in fantasy this week, I'll be shocked. We saw what they did against the Bengals. I'm obviously expecting more this week, but yeah, this is an easy cover. I'm shocked it's only 3.5. This is an easy cover for me.
Like you said, Doc, this defense, it has been the number one defense based on yards. Now they do give up points, but I do believe that's a testament to the offense, putting the defense in terrible spots, keeping them on the field way too long. And the Vikings defense, it's one of the better defenses in football. I know the Steelers had a pretty good game with them, but I do believe the Steelers have a better offense. Now, what do we see with Dylan Gabriel? Does he come out like Jackson Dart last week for the Giants? Does he do the right things? Does he not turn the ball over? Does he use his legs? Because Dylan Gabriel is actually pretty athletic. He can actually run the ball. He didn't do it as much in Oregon, but he did do it in UCF. He did do it in Oklahoma. So we know he can move the ball. Junkins is a shining, the only shiny spot, I think, in his whole team is Quinshon Junkins, for the offense at least. The defense is doing their thing. But the Vikings, I think, with Wentz, with JJ, it doesn't matter. They can bring Kirk Cousins back for the week. This is not a good team in Cleveland. Minnesota, I know they have O-line problems with injuries, and I know Myles Garrett can wreck games, but they're not going to lose the Cleveland Browns. They're not doing that. I have the Vikings here. And it's just not close to me. It's like maybe a touchdown, but it's not closer than the spread.
Yeah, I want to say one last thing. I obviously have the Vikings covering the spread here, but fuck the Vikings. I hope they lose. Fuck you, Riz. Love you, Riz.
Yeah, I'm sitting here thinking, what was my reasoning this morning for
Yeah, I know. I saw.
for going Cleveland? I don't know what I was thinking.
You know what, Jake? I'm going to say this in the nicest way possible. I expect this from Chris. Okay, I expect this from Chris.
Yeah, Chris is going with his in-laws here. I think his in-laws were over his shoulder when he was picking the games.
I don't know what I mean because it's not even enticing. Like Dylan Gabriel's not good, so I mean it's not like I was
He's
like
going to get fucking shredded by this Minnesota defense.
Yeah,
the D-line's
like,
good. That
Like
D-line,
he's going to make the Browns are going to make the fucking Bengals look like Super Bowl contenders.
Yeah,
I it's not going to be pretty. I agree. I mean, obviously, I'll give some props to the Browns defense. They still have a great defense. But that offense is not going to score on this Vikings defense. But maybe for an upset,
I need Judkins too. Relax.
Maybe for an upset, I'm going with the Browns on this one. But I don't know what I was thinking this morning, to be honest.
Yeah, you must have just woke up late, panicked or something. I don't know. You were the first one to send your picks in too, so
I know. I was trying to get my picks out of the way early. I was on a roll.
yeah, but 9:30.
You were on something. You were on something.
9:30 for the Eastern time, 8:30 for Minnesota fans, 9:30 for Cleveland. So, yeah, I know Riz was drunk last week during the Steelers game at 8:30 or at 9:30 in the morning. He'll probably be drunk by 9 o'clock this morning. Defense of the Browns might keep it close, honestly, but
he was drinking at the 9:30 game.
Yeah, they have a local bar in his little small town. Yeah, they had a bar open, and it's a small town, so they all go. Yeah,
most places do because when night shift gets off, so they got somewhere to go.
Especially for the game too. It was an early start, but let's start off Sunday now. We have finally in the win column. That's right, the Miami Dolphins. No Tyreek Hill. They are traveling to the Carolina Panthers. Dolphins are 1.5 point favorites. The winner of this moves to 2-3. The loser of this moves to 1-4. If Mike McDaniel loses, he's probably fired. So, guys, what do we think here?
I mean, Tyreek Hill's reaction, getting carted off the field, I think says it all.
He was happy.
Waddle's good, but I mean, Tua just ain't it, man. Tua couldn't do it with Tyreek Hill. He certainly ain't going to do it without him. This is a game at home in Carolina. I think all 2,000 fans that show up are going to be excited to see Bryce Young on the step stool trying to look over the offensive line.
Is it Tua pretty short?
Offensively, the weapons are there for Carolina, and I'm not impressed with either team on either side of the ball. This should have been this game should have been played last Monday night. Is when this game should have happened instead of Bo Nix. But I like Carolina at home because fuck the Dolphins, and I hope McDaniel gets fired.
Like you said, Doc, no one on the Panthers team has more than one sack, so they don't get to they might get to the quarterback at times, but they're not bringing the QB down. I think McDaniel in this game, I think he can have a better offensive game plan than what the Panthers defense game plan can be. I understand no Tyreek Hill, but they do like what they have from Malik Washington. Darren Waller's there. He looked pretty good, I thought, in a little bit of role he had. And Jalen Waddle's capable enough to be a wide receiver one against this team, against the Panthers.
He's against a lot of teams, but the Tua is the problem. The receiving ain't the problem. Tua is the problem.
Yeah, Tua is 100% the problem.
Oh, yeah. Well, him and the coach, they're 50-50 the problem.
I don't care what coach is back there. Tua is the problem. Tua is terrible.
I agree. And we saw them we've seen the last 2 weeks. They've been utilizing A-Chain a lot more actually as a rusher. So that's what they need to do. And the Panthers need to do the same thing. We saw the Jets early when they were in success before they went down. Run the ball. Just run the ball against the Dolphins. They can stop the pass. They play really well against the pass. They can't stop the run. Just run with Chuba Hubbard.
Yeah. I mean, this game came down to me was A-Chain. Like, I mean, Dolphins roster's better. Unless Carolina's playing the Falcons, they have shown me absolutely nothing. They've been pathetic besides the game where they just beat down the Falcons. Like, you got to just run A-Chain into the ground in this game. Let Tua do as little as possible. I just don't. I mean, I want the Dolphins to lose so McDaniels could be out of there, but I just don't see how the Dolphins can lose this game.
Yeah, I don't either. I just there's no way.
Beer.
Well, it's like I mean, I believe if they were going to lose any game they shouldn't have lost, it should have been the Jets because it's the rivalry game. The Jets do play them pretty well at times.
But the Jets still have a pretty decent defense, pretty good defense. They have weapons on offense. Garrett Wilson seems to finally be getting utilized. Breece Hall, still waiting for that to come around, but Justin Fields is doing things like nobody ever thought Justin Fields would do.
And Miami beat them.
Miami controlled that game, most of that game. I understand the first couple drives, the Jets did the Jets things, had the 2 fumbles, but outside that, the Dolphins kind of they controlled the game. I mean,
if they could beat the Jets, they could beat the Panthers.
Because I do think the Jets are probably better than the Panthers, even though they don't have a win yet. I think the Jets are better than the Panthers. I
agree.
I understand it's in Carolina, but I mean, it's give me the Fins here to cover. Shout out to you. Shout out to you and Chris though, Doc. You know, you both chose the Panthers here.
Is the 1.5, by the way, is that the number of signs that 2 will throw up?
That's a couple weeks when he plays Atlanta, maybe, but not against the Panthers.
Okay.
Yeah,
not against the Panthers. No.
Tracking.
But let's move
That's
to
right, they only have 1 sack.
Possibly the game of the week. The Denver Broncos from Colorado facing the Philadelphia Eagles from Pennsylvania. You have a 4-0 team. We talked about last night which 4-0 team loses first. You see it you see the screen who I think it is, but then you have the Broncos who are 2-2. They're trying to hang back up there with the Chargers. So guys, what storylines are we looking at here?
I mean, game of the week. Yes, I agree with you. This is the game of the week. But Broncos have not impressed me. I mean, they looked decent last week in a game where they should have looked decent.
Yeah.
But I mean, unless they show me otherwise, I don't have them going in there and torching the Eagles defense. I think Eagles do what they do best. Hurts is not going to look amazing. Hurts hasn't looked amazing, but has he had to? No. But utilize the run game, utilize the short passes. Eagles control the clock, and Eagles will win a boring game, in my opinion. They're going to try to get their wide receivers involved because both of them are very, very mad. Both are on the bench. AJ Brown's posting quotes about if you don't want me, then let me go. Yeah,
from the Bible.
So I mean, we'll see. They're going to try to overfeed the receivers this week for sure.
It's going to be a good matchup for them to try and get them involved, I guess. I mean, I still think one of the better defenses, and I think this team for the Broncos have been getting better slowly, and I think Bo's looked a lot better the last 2 weeks. Now, I know the stat line 2 weeks ago wasn't big, but I think this is a game where the Broncos can utilize him. Also, utilize J.K. Dobbins, been one of the better running backs in football this year.
I mean, can you utilize Ingram? You went and got him.
Yeah, I'm still not a fan of that. You know, you trade for a guy, you don't give a whole lot for him, but you trade for a guy and you don't use my but like where's it at? I mean, where are you utilizing it? But Marvin Mims, Cortland Sutton been good. I mean, J.K. Dobbins has been good. R.J. Harvey's in the passing game. The defense is, I still think, pretty good, and it's a good test for both teams. And we're going to see what Jalen Hurts and his team's going to do. Does Saquon Barkley think about it. J.K. Dobbins out rushing Saquon Barkley and 20 less carries, and he's out rushing him by almost 100 yards. So it's just a Saquon Barkley game. I mean, is it the A.J. Brown game? Is it Devontae Smith game? This is a big game for the Eagles to show this offense or show us that they rightfully should be 5-0, and what kind of offensive game plan are they going to have? Because it's been a little bit of a roller coaster for them as well.
I don't think this one's going to be close. Eagles are going to come out and control the game. Yeah, they're going to do what the Eagles do. I say it every week. The exception being the Rams game, obviously. But we talked about how exciting the Broncos were and how disappointing they've been thus far. I mean, you barely edged one out over Tennessee. Dropped to the Colts, lost to the Chargers, and the Chargers also another very disappointing team this year. And honestly, even against the
you said the Chargers disappointing?
Yeah.
So
we'll talk about them when they come up.
I guess every 3-1 team should be disappointing. Then I don't know.
No, not every single one. No. The Bengals, you held them to 3 points, but the offense kind of took a little bit to get going. My thing on the Broncos, I think that they're a playmaker, like a true playmaker, away from being, on that upper echelon. Cortland Sutton, I like. Troy Franklin had a huge drop right in the basket last week
on
Monday
drops.
Yeah, but he had a big one wide open. I mean, Bo Nix split the defense very well, dropped it, put the biscuit in the basket, and Troy Franklin fumbled the bag. I mean, it was ugly. I think that J.K. Dobbins obviously is off to a very hot start, but he's been kind of a journeyman in his career.
His problems, injuries.
Right, and that hopefully he stays healthy and you can see what he's truly capable of. But that's why I say I think this Broncos team is an offensive weapon away, like a game-changing offensive weapon away. This is where you look at, like, if AJ Brown does get out, this is a team that I'm looking at jumping on AJ Brown and bringing a playmaker to the offense, because even Evan Ingram at tight end, I like him, but I'm not thrilled by him.
Well, they're just not using him.
They're not using him at all.
Yeah, it's not even him. I don't think it's him. No,
well, he's not an elite tight end by any means. He hasn't been in his career.
He had a good couple of years with he had a couple year or two with the Giants, and had a good couple years ago with the Jaguars. But they're just not utilizing him. But I do think this is the game that gets Denver cooking. I think this is the game that kind of propels Denver, and they go on a nice little run here. This is the game that can change the season for the Denver Broncos. This can make them feel like a dominant team. You come into the Super Bowl champ's house, you come across country, and you show them in the city of brotherly love that we are for real and that we are legit. Bo Nix has a kind of a good game here, and the defense shuts down the run game. They still make A.J. Brown quote more Bible verses, and this is the game for them. So I have the Broncos winning here. Road underdog, and I'm the only one. Now, Luke has them covering, but I'll take the only one choosing the Broncos here. I'll go bold. Give me the Broncos. Give me the ponies.
I mean, I love it. I would love for the Broncos to win. I mean, this would make me call them contenders again for sure. But I'll be definitely labeling them pretenders if they go out here and get spanked by the Eagles.
Yeah, if they get spanked, definitely a bad look. If they play them close, then I'm not out on them.
Yeah.
Depends on how the game goes. But this is game of the week. This will be in the multi-view box at 1 o'clock for sure. Definitely will be on my TV. And let's talk a game that might be on my TV, but for different reasons. And that's because it's the Houston Texans versus the Lamar Jackson-less Baltimore Ravens. The Texans in Baltimore are 1.5 point favorites. Both teams 1-3. Loser goes to 1-4. Guys, what are we thinking here?
Not a whole lot for me to say on this one. Baltimore just has too many holes, too many players missing. Defense is like Swiss cheese out there because of the injuries. Lamar Jackson's out. Who's the backup in Baltimore? I don't even know.
Cooper Rush.
Yeah. Oh, that's right, because he did play last week. Yeah, give me the Titans to cover.
Texans.
Texans. Wow. I think I made the same mistake last week. I like Baltimore. I think that under the right circumstances, they're winning this game, at least with Lamar Jackson. But a couple Lamar Jackson out with all the holes on defense. Give me the Texans.
Yeah, I mean, the Ravens haven't looked good even with Lamar. So, I mean, it's hard for me to even say that they're going to look good without Lamar. Like, Texans have to win this game. At this moment in time, the rosters as they are, Texans are the better team right now. I mean, Texans have been a huge disappointment, but yeah.
Massive disappointment.
Yeah, massive. But, like, you got to win this game. I mean, this is there for the taking. So, I mean, I'm taking them to cover the spread.
Yeah, like you guys said, I mean, Matabuke is out for the year. Luke said possibly could be his career. It's a similar injury as their current defense coordinator, Zach Orr. Roquan, I mean, we don't know what his situation's like. You have Nate Wiggins. Who knows if he's playing? Obviously, you have your MVP, your leader, Lamar Jackson, not going to be out there, and that's the big one. You have Derrick Henry the last 3 weeks. Big week 1 against the Buffalo Bills. What's he done since?
Well, he's going to have a huge week this week. Because they ain't got no other options. He's going to have a huge week.
You're playing the best defense that you're facing. Oh, sorry, the Browns are in there too, but he didn't play good against the Browns. So you're playing one of the best defenses in football. We can make jokes about the Texans' offense. The defense is elite. The defense is special. Todd Monken does Todd Monken things. 8 of 42 last week against the Chiefs. Why aren't you running Derrick Henry more? Why are you trying to have Lamar Jackson outgun these MVP quarterbacks? It's an issue. The OC's garbage. He tries to do what the other team is doing, and it's not the right thing. And now you're in a situation where you don't have that MVP quarterback to face a less talent quarterback in C.J. Stroud. So now you're in a situation where they're going to gun on Derrick Henry. And by the way, this isn't Cooper Rush a few years ago when they had an elite offensive line in Dallas where he was 5-1. This is the Ravens offensive line, which is terrible. He's not going to have time to throw the ball. He's not going to time to run the ball. They have nothing. This is not Lamar Jackson that can bail out this O-line. This team is cooked.
You heard Lamar. I'm a pocket quarterback.
He can say what he wants to. He knows
exactly. Yeah, he says he's a
not.
Pocket quarterback.
He can say all he wants to, and that's fine. And
if the NFL is not randomly drug testing Lamar Jackson after that comment,
if they win this game, it's because of some miracle that Hamilton's going to be fine, Uze's going to be fine, Nate Higgins is going to be fine, Kyle Van Noy's going to be fine, Roquan will be fine. The defense maybe gets to the back, but the O-line's terrible, and I just don't trust Cooper Rush with no O-line. And Derrick Henry has not been Derrick Henry. He's got 200-something yards, almost 300 yards, but that was one big game against the Bills. So I'm taking the Texans here, and I know Luke's choosing his hometown team for a little bit of faith here to stay 3-3 before Lamar gets back, but no, this is not going to happen this week. I got the Texans running wild right now, and sorry, Lamar, sorry, Cooper, sorry, John. This is over for y'all right now. I'm not a believer.
Nobody is, except for Luke.
Yeah. It's his team.
He's a homer.
He's a homer. But let's go to the 3-1 Colts hosting the 1-3 Las Vegas Raiders, and the Colts are 6.5-point favorites. And what do you guys think about this game?
It's tough because after seeing what they did last week against my Bears, this Raiders team is very good if you can put a guy on the field that's not going to turn the ball over. Defense came through in a big way. The first 3 turnovers, the Bears had 3 points off the first 3 turnovers. They can absolutely execute. Danny Dimes, we saw a lot of question marks last week. Well, at least it started out that way. All the talk about 3 games and no interceptions, and then how quickly that was erased to open up the ball game. But I think the Colts still take it, but I think the Rams defense can keep them in there, and I think that Geno Smith hopefully is going to get a bounce back week to keep this game close.
Yeah, you forget, though, Danny Dimes should also have like a 70, 80-yard touchdown that Donnie Mitchell balled through the end zone. So, I understand the 2 touchdowns, but, I mean, besides that, Danny Dimes was still 24-33 for 262, should have been 264 with another touchdown, so it should have been 2-2. Can't blame Daniel Jones on that one. You really can't.
The Colts should be undefeated right now. They killed themselves last week.
Well, they had a chance to be in overtime.
They should have won that game.
Well, yeah, Mitchell had the holding call, and of course the drop
the drop. They should have won.
Yeah, so
game.
Could have been 34-27. Rams could still have. We don't know what that clutch the game could have been. Could have been them trying to stop. The Rams could have maybe gone overtime. We don't know. But, yeah, they should have had a chance to be 4-0 with the problems. And the Raiders just suck. And we mentioned last episode, Geno, when's he going to get benched for Kenny Pickett? It might be after this game. The horseshoe's going to run wild. Daniel Jones is still playing pretty good this football season. Jonathan Taylor is still a stud. Tyler Warren, Michael Pittman, they're all playing good football. This defense has still been pretty good. The Raiders just don't have enough. Now, shout out to the OC, for Chip Kelly, for letting Genty actually use his stance in college. See what happens when you let him use his stance? He has the best fantasy week of any running back last week. Actually, the best fantasy running back game all year. Let him stand up vertical and let him do his thing. How about that?
I feel bad for the Raiders because they have a decent roster. They just don't have they don't have a quarterback.
Remember, Doc was a big Geno fan back in the day.
I was. Yeah. I mean, Geno started showing it, but now Geno ain't it, dude.
No, not at all.
No.
I mean,
Geno ain't half it.
Bro, they could have like a Mac Jones caliber quarterback and be a decent team. They just need somebody.
They could have a Mitch Trubisky and be a decent team.
I'm not saying the backup is special, but put Kenny Pickett in.
But I don't think it's gonna be much better. But
no, it's not. Kenny Pickett's a fucking joke.
I would say this Kenny Pickett.
Agree.
I would say this though. The difference between Kenny Pickett is he'll actually be able to use his legs and get his legs involved and actually create some plays. Geno's not running. Geno's not.
The problem with Geno, and I think the problem with Geno is, I think they need to check his eyes and have him wear contacts or sports goggles or something out there. I mean, he's making good throws. He's just not seeing the defense wrapping around his receivers. A couple of those were right on the fucking money. They weren't bad throws. They weren't tipped. They weren't bobbled. They weren't nothing like that. They were, honestly, a couple of them were great fucking defensive plays. One was Tyreek Stevenson reaching out for it. And then the 2 by Byard, the first one by Byard especially, dude just ball hawked him. but Geno's just not like. It's like it's like it's premeditated when he snaps. Like he knows the routes and he knows where he's going, and it doesn't matter what the situation is. He's going to look left, hold left, and then just turn right and fire it without actually scanning the defense to see if his guy's open.
Yeah, it's almost like Tua. They have where they're going with the ball, and that's where they're going. It doesn't matter what's going on with the defense or anything. That's just where they're going. But I mean, would Kirk Thuggins be better on this team?
Yeah,
I think so.
I think so. Yeah,
and I think they can afford to absorb that salary too.
I think Russ would even be better, to be honest.
I agree.
I hate
with
to
that too.
Carried away.
And it's not by much.
Better than what's there.
I'm not going to agree with that. Russ has been dead for years.
Gino was never alive.
He threw for 450 yards on the Cowboys. Russ did.
No, Gino's
not doing that.
Okay. Time out. First of all, let me finish up. Gino was alive for a couple years in Seattle. Second of all,
one season, one miracle season when they made the playoffs, and then he started turning the ball over the next year. Now, same amount of wins, but he went back to turn the ball over. He's been turning the ball over since the second season in Seattle. I mean, he hasn't done anything. It's just that he had a good defense.
450 on the Cowboys is not impressive, by the way.
Well, I'll tell you this: 7 interceptions.
Gino's
terrible.
Gino's not doing it.
Yeah, Gino has
not going 450.
That's true.
Gino has not even barely twice that amount of yards in 4 games than Russ had in 1.
Honestly, I want to say go out and go after Kirk Cousins, but what good does it do you? Kirk Cousins, I don't think makes this team a playoff team, and you're going to take on the con. I mean, you got the money to spend, so it doesn't matter if you're paying it. But
no, I like it. Take them.
You need a long term. Like you're not looking for a guy though because a short term Cousins because Gino's injured. You're looking for a guy because you need a long term solution.
I'm surprised the Bengals haven't tried it. I know they can't afford it, but I'm surprised they haven't tried swindling us to take some of that most of that contract. Because I mean, I think he'd be. I know he can't run, but the O-line's terrible. But he at least throw the ball. But it is what it is. But let's move on though, guys, to the New York Football Giants traveling to the Big Easy to face Spencer Rattler and the New Orleans Saints, who are 1.5-point favorites.
I mean, yeah, Neighbors is out, so I know that's why people are probably like, "Oh, the Giants are done." But Giants have a good defense. They have a really good defense. And I think they'll do enough to beat the Saints. I mean, the Saints are not good on any level. I mean, offense or defense.
Yeah, they're not.
But looking at Saints' schedule, if they were to win a game, this could be one that was circled. But I just don't see it. Giants defense is good enough to at least pull through this game.
Giants teams had a breakout game last week against Justin Herbert, made him look uncomfortable. And I said to Luke on the overreaction episode that, yes, Jackson Dart's numbers, they don't pop out. They're not 300 yards or 3 touchdowns. But you know what? 13 of 20 for 111 and a touchdown. Also 10 carries for 54 yards and a touchdown. Cam Scatterbo's involved. Your 2 young rookies are doing it there. I don't also think the playbook was at full exposal. And I think that each week you're going to see more and more and more.
The full what?
The full playbook. They did not ask him to go out there and be Superman. They didn't go ask him to make all these crazy plays. But each week, they're going to start to give him a little more on his plate and keep feeding just a little bit more to show what he truly is. You're going to slowly start to let him walk, and he's going to start to jog, and then he's going to run. And this Saints team sucks. And I think the Giants out there can do their thing with Wan'Dale Robinson, Cam Scatterbo, Theo Johnson was involved. You're going to see probably Darius Slayton get involved, and this defense will eat. They have one of the best D-lines in football, Brian Burns, Kevin Thibodeau, and you have the rookie out there, Abdul Carter, who's flying around against the Chargers. This is going to be a good game for the New York Giants.
This is a great game to open that playbook. Let me see what he's got.
Yes.
Do it in this game. Absolutely.
I liked what I saw from him, too. Like I said, it wasn't anything special, but I liked how comfortable he looked. I like how he didn't panic, how he didn't put the ball in harm's way. He made the correct decisions for a rookie quarterback. A lot of people didn't think he was going to be special. I'm one of them was a little skeptical, but I liked what I saw from Jackson Dart. I liked what Brian Daboll put on his plate, and give him more. Like you said, give him more. It's the perfect situation to do it this week before you play Philly on Thursday night.
Yeah, for me, I mean, the Saints have looked impressive a lot of times. 12 points against the Bills. I mean, the goddamn spread was 36.5. and everybody or most took the over. I think Saints definitely surprised in that game. They kept it to a one-score game against the Niners and the Cardinals. The Seahawks,
Okay, now
obviously-
can I ask this though? Did we not say the Cardinals were the most fraudulent 2-0 team who are now on a 2-game losing streak?
No, I agree, but in reality, they still kept it to a one-score game. They didn't shit the bed. They didn't get blown out like they did against the Seahawks. I mean, they've had their moments of impressing. I'm taking the Saints for home field. I like the Giants' defense, but you still got Kamara in the backfield. You still got Olave, and honestly, the Saints are like one Shaheed play from changing the outcome of any game. That guy is explosive. He's got the speed. If you can hit him downfield, he's going to make plays. I'd like to see them incorporate him a little bit more, but I like Shaheed a lot. And I think the Saints are going to take this one home.
Or one Olave drop away. I swear every time they go to a Saints game, it's Olave dropping something.
How about we also stop throwing wide receiver passes too, when you can barely throw with your actual quarterback? How about work on that?
Yeah,
Kellen Moore. Just some pity for thoughts, just what I mean. Why throw a ball at Chris Olave? I shouldn't be looking at fantasy and the guy's got -2 and he's got no catches, no yards. I shouldn't have to look at that. I mean, I don't have him on the team, but when I'm looking at other people's scores, it's pretty odd to see. Just saying. He's not a quarterback. Maybe you should use him as a wide receiver. Came from wide receiver use, what people say, but
their quarterback's not a quarterback, so I mean.
Oh, well, I mean, I could have told you that one. Could have told you that one. Let's move on to the Dallas Cowboys and the New York Jets. The Cowboys coming off a disappointing tie. The New York Jets coming off a disappointing loss. Cowboys 2.5-point favorites in MetLife Stadium.
Yeah, another one that requires no explanation from me. Give me the Cowboys to cover.
Yeah, I mean,
you couldn't even handle it. I'm going to say one thing. Sorry, Jake. I'm going to say one thing. You couldn't even handle the fucking Dolphins.
Yeah. I mean that does say it all right there. But I shared in the Discord, it was a crazy stat I saw. Dallas has the number 1 offense and the dead last defense. Crazy.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, but I mean,
from what I've seen, it sounds about right.
Yeah, but I mean, Cowboys are winning this game. I mean, Jets are pathetic. There was a beat up Miami demon, and you go in there and lose to Miami. No, I mean, embarrassing. They're done.
Yeah, I'm taking the boys. It's just Pickens looks good. I mean, like I said, I think he can be a good receiver when he's not being drama. And right now, he looks happy. He looks good to be there. And obviously, no Lamb. Javonte Williams has been one of the best unknown players of the season. I'll give him that, especially in fantasy.
I wouldn't say unknown, underrated.
Well, I would say from where he was,
what's the word?
What he's projected to be, because we didn't think the O-line was going to be good. We didn't think the running game was going to be good, and he's been playing good.
Count it out.
Dak's playing good.
Counted out player.
Dak had a chance. There you go.
I was going to say, I would point out, though, this is one of those games that Dallas would lose.
Yeah, it is.
Dallas loses some stupid games. They've knocked me out in Survivor before. They lose to teams they shouldn't lose to. This could be one of those games that Dallas would just go in there and lose.
Yeah,
I take Dallas over the Bears.
Not in Survivor.
Oh, okay.
I don't. There's someone that did, but that was someone did. That was stupid. I wouldn't choose Dallas. I don't give a shit. Chicago's 0-8. Like it's one of those games. Like Jake said, I don't trust in Dallas to get you in Survivor, unless they're like a very stud team. But like Jake said, there's always, even when they're studs for the regular season, they always lose a random team.
You can still count on Dallas doing Dallas things.
Always.
Could be this week, but let's talk our first 4:00 game. Let's talk the Tennessee Titans. Very exciting 0-4 team against a very good 2-2 team. Cardinals are 7.5-point favorites, and I'm just going to say it. I'm picking them because the Titans haven't shown me shit. Marvin Harrison had a pretty breakout game. Yeah, I understand they're on their third-string running back. This defense isn't that terrible in Arizona. Until Tennessee shows me anything, I'm not picking them to cover any spread. So give me the Cardinals. Give me the Redbirds.
I mean, Cam Ward said it himself. You saw his interview after the game?
We suck. Yeah.
Yeah. He knows they're garbage. I'm not picking Titans over anyone the whole season. You could just lock me in. I'm not picking Titans to win a single game against anybody.
Yep.
Cardinals are the better team. They're going to win this game. I mean, both teams are pretenders, but they're going to beat the Titans. Titans are just terrible.
To be a pretender, though, you got to be at least 500. So the Titans aren't even that.
Yeah.
This was a tough one for me, only on the spread, whether the Cardinals were going to cover or not, because honestly, I don't know if the over/under is going to get to this point, let
I
alone
agree.
spread.
I agree
So
with that. Yeah, on the spread. Yeah.
this is going to be like a 6-3 barn burner. This is going to be an absolute awful game. Honestly, this is the kind of game that's going to make Kyler look like an MVP, only to come out and get fucking dicked on next week.
Agreed.
Over/under is 41.5.
That's wild. That's
way
fucking
too
wild.
high. Way
31
too
and a
high.
half, maybe.
21 and a half.
I just say 11.5. Doc said 6-3.
Terrible.
Yeah, this is going to be, I mean, because there's only 4 o'clock games. Unfortunately, this will be in my multi-view, but I won't have the sound on it unless it's the only game, and I probably won't even have it on. It's the only game not in commercial breaks. So, but it'll be on. I'll look over from time to time, like, oh, look, cool. Exciting play for Trey McBride.
Oh, look,
still
Marvin Harrison drops another pass.
Oh, yeah, then you'll see me in the Discord saying this guy sucks, but then you'll see Trey McBride have a cool catch. That's what I'm looking forward to. So, yeah. Let's move on, though, to
third string running back.
Yeah, third string running back. He might get hurt, too, the way this trend's going. But let's go to the Pacific Northwest, boys, where the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, with a lot of injuries and a lot of people still believing in them in Seattle, to face the 3-1 Seahawks with the Legion of Boom 2.0. Seahawks are 3.5-point favorites.
This one is shocking to me.
Yeah, it was shocking when I got all your guys' texts and phone calls.
I don't know. The most overrated 3-1 team to me is the Seahawks right now.
Not even close.
Who do you think?
If you're going maybe all, if I go on base all the 3-1 teams, maybe this year. You're talking all time. We're talking right now.
No, right now. I'm not. Why would I never talk?
Pittsburgh Steelers are pretty overrated. They beat the Pittsburgh Steelers, so I guess Steelers are ahead of them. Jacksonville's 3-1. There's some 3-1 teams out here that.
No, you're right. You're right. Maybe okay. I take back what I said.
The Niners are 3-1.
You had me at Jacksonville.
Yeah, true.
Niners aren't overrated. They're fucking
beat up. Yeah, I know.
Niners
but the other teams,
that
was a joke. But the other teams, yes, that's legit.
No, I know Bucky Irving's questionable. I'm hoping he's going to play. I like Baker Mayfield. Egbuka is still a monster. Chris Godwin's back.
Which, by the way, 3 catches on 10 targets. That's.
I know. He's getting back into it. He's getting, Okay. Hopefully we see some improvement as we move along. The big thing for me is going to be the Bucs defense. There's not a whole lot to tout with the Seahawks offense. Charbonnet is good in the backfield.
Kenneth Walker as well.
And Kenneth Walker, yep. And, you got JSN. JSN had a very slow start last week. All the making is here for the Bucs to win this game. The defense has to step up. Hopefully Bucky plays. And, Baker's – honestly, the key to Seattle winning this game is double up on Egbuka.
Jake, I'll let you go. I'll be the last one since I'm the only one.
Yeah, this game's a toss-up. I'm not super confident on the Bucs.
It really is. It really is a coin flip.
Yeah,
it really is.
Yeah, it's a coin flip. I'm not confident on either. And I don't think Bucky's playing. They said he's week to week, which doesn't really give him a chance to play in a couple days.
If he plays, then he's banged up still. He's pretty banged up.
He's not playing. But White's not terrible either, so it's not like a huge downgrade. But I don't know. I think the Bucs offense is definitely more, even with just Egbuka and Godwin, is more elite to me. And yeah, Godwin was 3 for 10, but the targets
he had some drops too.
He did. But the volume was there, so they're not easing him back. They're not, he's back. He had 10 targets right off the bat, so he'll be better. He'll be better this week than he was last week. So you still got to worry about Godwin. You can't just double up at Egbuka and not worry about Godwin. On the other hand, Cooper Kupp has not done anything.
He had 4 catches last week. Yeah, it wasn't like big yards, but the Bucs could be able to contain JSN, or they could be able to contain the duo of Charbonnet and Kenneth Walker. Elijah Arroyo made some great plays last week, and they seem like they're throwing him in there. Horton, I think he's got the talent. I think against the right defense, if they utilize him, he's good. But Donald hasn't been terrible this year. I'm weird to say
70% completion.
I'll give. Yeah, he had 2 bad turnovers against the Steelers. The fumble, I wouldn't really say against the Niners was on him. That was actually just a great play by Bosa that pushed the lineman into Darnold as he was about to literally throw the ball. So you can't really control that. I mean, but yeah, the interceptions you can against the Steelers. But outside that, he's been pretty accurate. He's been pretty good. He moves when he needs to move. He can actually scramble. He's not the fastest guy in the world, but I don't think the Bucs with their injuries is going to be able to contain the Seahawks. And that's the thing is this defense is one of the better defenses in football, and it's in Seattle. It's a 12th man. I understand.
We said the key to success for Seattle, the key to success for the Bucs, is Baker Mayfield has to take this game one play at a time.
Yep.
Not resort back to his Cleveland days of trying to do too much, put the team on his back. Take it one play at a time, make easy throws, make the easy plays, hit the check downs, do the Tom Brady if you need to. Just keep the chains moving. That's the key to success for the Bucs.
We haven't seen, though, from the Bucs offense all year in 4 games? We haven't seen 4 quarters of consistency. They're trying to come back in every single game besides the Jets game when they were holding off the Jets after a comeback. Guess what this team has that are not the Philadelphia Eagles? Now, maybe the Eagles compared to because they do have an offense, but the Texans don't have an offense. The Falcons' offense was still trying to figure the way. The Jets' offense we all laugh at. Those 3 of the 4 teams that they did this to don't have a consistent offense or defense. Unlike them, the Seahawks have a consistent offense and an amazing defense. So if they fall down 21 points like against the Eagles, they're not coming back. Not in Seattle. Not at that time of the day. I don't give a shit. It's 1 o'clock to them. That's going to be like a primetime game for them. This game they better be, like you said, they better take it one play at a time and they better find a lead early because they're not making a comeback against the Seahawks. Now with that defense is too good. And there's no Mike Evans out there to create space with Buka and Chris Godwin who's trying to find his way. And it hurt Bucky.
I mean, you can get a nice lead in the stats this week if you are because you're by yourself on a few of these.
Yeah, I am. I'm taking the Broncos. I'm taking the Seahawks. I like what I'm seeing from the Seahawks. I'm pleasantly happy with what I'm seeing from the Seattle Seahawks this year. Besides the Niners game and the offense and Sam Darnold, they didn't really give him chances to throw the ball outside of JSN. But
JSN's balling. I'll give you that.
He's balling, and the running backs are doing good too. So I'm gonna go Seattle. I'll let the 4 of you ride the Bucs, ride the underdog, ride shake and bake. Ride Baker. But I'm not doing it. But let's move on to the Commanders returning once again Jane Daniels and Terry McLaurin and going to the Chargers to face a pissed off Chargers team. We're 2.5-point favorites at home.
McLaurin's back too.
I mean, I'm assuming he's back. Actually, everything's saying he's back.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. I know Daniels did a light practice, and he's most likely going to play. The doctors cleared him, so he's going to play. Yeah, Chargers coming off a bad loss. I think they're definitely Washington's defense is not stopping that offense.
No.
So I mean, I think they easily win this game, and they cover that spread. Quentin Johnston's looked amazing. I mean, I've given him props a few times throughout the season, but I mean, finally, the guy that we expected is showing up. So props to him. But I don't think Washington can contain that offense, especially come off the lots. They're going to be on fire.
Hold off on actually. Terry hasn't practiced this week, so he might actually not play. I don't know. He's questionable. But Hampton has been hot.
I thought so. I was going to say I didn't see anything about Terry yet. Yeah.
But Hampton's been hot. So for the Chargers, we're just talking Chargers. Hampton's been hot. They've been utilizing them. This is going to be a potential lad game, QJ game. It doesn't matter. This defense does not contain the Chargers, and I know it's a must-win for the Commanders to not go 2-3, but I just don't. I don't see it. I don't see them doing it. Maybe the bad. There's no tackles there. I just don't see it. Not this week. Not against the Bolts.
Agreed.
Yeah, so I disagree 100%. Hampton has not been hot.
Since Najee got hurt?
Wait. What do you mean? He had 120-something yards last week.
Yeah, you take off. He had.
It doesn't matter. You take off. He had 120 yards. I mean, and the week before that, he had 120 scrimmage yards. He had like 70 and 50 catching and receiving.
No, I'm sorry. I'm thinking about somebody else. No, last week was good. What disappointed me last week was not utilizing Hampton more. On 128 yards, he only had the 12 carries. Not using the run game.
He also had 5 catches though.
Right, but still, when your running back is hot and he's playing to what you drafted him to do, use the run game more. Instead of 23 of 41 in passing,
No,
you got a guy that's averaging
with you on that.
10.7 yards
Yeah.
a carry.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Short of that, before last week was his breakout game. Hampton is not impressed until last week.
And
I know
2 weeks
that
ago he had 70 and 50. He had 120 scrimmage yards. I mean, like
I'm talking run game only.
Yeah, I mean, I would still say to have what was it 70 yards he had on the ground against the Broncos, which we're talking about a good defense here, right? So, to go in there and still have 19 to 70.
Weren't we just talking about how overrated the Broncos defense is?
I don't remember us saying the Broncos defense was
And mind you, 19 carries on 70 yards, 3.7 average. I'm not impressed by that.
But he had 6 for 59 yards receiving too, as an overall.
I know. I'm talking strictly run game. Strictly run game. I have not been impressed. The Chargers came out hot against the Chiefs. Thought they were it. Came out 11-point win against the Raiders. Okay, week 2. Expectations aren't super high yet. And then Edge went out against the Broncos. I'm tossed up between the Broncos right now. I don't really know what to think. They've impressive moments. They've had really shitty moments.
I have a question.
We're all there with the Broncos. Yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah.
What are you impressed with the Commanders?
Yeah, exactly. Though
I'm not saying that I'm overly impressed with the Commanders, but if Jaden Daniels can spark something like he had last year, he's been hurt the last couple of weeks. Had a slow start to the season. He had a slow start to the last season as well. Everybody has a slow start most people have a slow start to the season.
Would you say though, with Daniels, even his first 2 starts, you saw? Are the Commanders better than the Chiefs? Are they better than the Broncos?
No.
I mean, I'll give you the Giants because they beat them, but that was also with Russell Wilson. So I'll give you the Giants. But are they better than the Chiefs and are they better than the Broncos?
I'm not gonna speak too much to the Commanders because I haven't watched them a ton.
You watched them.
I don't have anybody.
You watched them Thursday night.
Fantasy from Washington. I actually did not watch much of that game. I watched a fair bit of it. I think I started early in the second half. I've watched a lot more of the Chargers because I got Quentin Johnson, who, by the way, shout out. Appreciate you finally made my starting lineup. You've been promoted. Congratulations.
Exactly. I'm starting them too.
Yeah,
it took me 4 weeks of convincing after the last 3 seasons. It took me 4 weeks of convincing, but God bless Jim Harbaugh. He literally has come out and said, I'm not giving up on this guy. Look, no, I agree. I'm not overly impressed with the Commanders, but what I saw from the Chargers opening up the season and how they've executed since then, they've won games. I'll give them that. It has not looked pretty in a lot of situations. Where Hampton looked very good last week. Herbert looked, he had a lot of passing yards, but Herbert looked rough on the passing game. If I took this game specifically, if Terry and Jaden are back, this is going to be we've been out the last couple weeks. We're fired up, ready to go. The momentum. A lot of me still thinks that the Chargers do win this game, but fuck it. This was my hot take of the week.
All right. Well, we all have them, and we'll see how it works, Stock. But this next game, I'm going to keep it short and sweet. It's the Detroit Lions at the Cincinnati Bengals, battle of the kitty cats. Well, I'd say it's battle of a grown cat and a kitty cat. The Lions win this game easily. Jared Goff, Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jano, all of them. Start every single one you have because they're going to tear up the Bengals defense. The Lions are going to run away with this. And sorry, Bengals. Sorry, Jake Browning. Sorry, Jamar. Whoever else is on the team, the Lions win easily.
Yeah.
I'm going to make that. Go ahead.
I was going to say, this is a no-brainer. If you're in Survivor, this is a no-brainer. If you're worried about what defense to start this week, Lions, it's a no-brainer. If you got a Lions player on offense, play him. This game is a beatdown. The Bengals are just defeated. Jake Browning's terrible. This is going to be a boring game. This 10.5 should be easy.
Yeah, for me, the Bengals are averaging like 4.5 points a game. Jake Browning's averaging like negative 36 yards a game. There's nothing needs to be said here. If you're not taking the spread, I'm actually going to put like $500 on this spread for Sunday.
Please do. Make some money there, Doc. I'm rooting for you. But let's talk Sunday Night Football. And I think an interesting game because you got Drake May and the 2-2 New England Patriots going to what some people say is the best team in football, at least the AFC. That's the 4-0 Buffalo Bills, 7.5-point favorites at home.
Yeah, I mean, on paper, this is a no-brainer, but Bills struggle with the Saints a little bit. So, I mean, and Patriots are a better team than the Saints. So I wouldn't say like this is like the Bengals Lions, a lock, just guaranteed, give me it. Bills are going to win this game, but Patriots are a better team, and Bills better not play down to the competition like they did last week.
I'm going to say this. James Cook's been one of the best running backs in football, and I understand the numbers for Josh Allen isn't eye-popping with the touchdowns and hasn't cracked 1,000 yards yet, but they're also not asking him to go throw 300 yards a game. They're letting him be a smart quarterback and let him use his legs, throw when he needs to. Joe Brady, like I said, has been the coordinator of the past 2 years since he took over, and over for Ken Dorsey's spot the last 5 games in 2023. The receivers, he picks who number one is each week. It could be Kincaid, it could be Coleman, it could be Shakir. The defense, I understand, rush defense has been pretty terrible at times, but when it's time to crack down, the Bills defense cracks down. The Bills offense gets going. The Bills do that this week. It might be a close game early. The Bills find a way to cover that spread late in the fourth quarter. Give me the Bills. Circle the wagons, like Boomer used to say.
Yeah, and shout out James Cook, because everyone going into the season was saying there's no way he's going to repeat what he did last year and
having 100 yards a game.
Stay away from him. The dude looks better than he did last year. Looks great.
Yeah, there's nothing I need to say about this one. This whole week, honestly, is probably the worst slate of football games I've seen in very long. For all these to happen in 1 week, this is like the perfect storm. Like, I might actually have a free Thursday through Monday.
Yeah, it's really
well, not bad. Saturday night for you. You got to watch Saturday night. You got to watch Florida State.
Oh, yeah. I'll Florida State Saturday night, yeah.
But let's move on to Monday Night Football, and that's the Kansas City Chiefs, who are back. Guys did say they are back. They are facing the Jacksonville Jaguars in Duval, who are 3-1. That's one of the 3-1 teams I said are fraudulent, and the Chiefs are 3.5-point favorites.
I'm gonna
go ahead,
look. Let me get this one out. It's gonna be quick. I didn't think I could possibly find less to say about the games as we moved on, but I have even less to say about this game. You see where my name's at? Go ahead, Jake.
I got one to go.
I see that. I mean, I like that we all went Chiefs, and we're all consistent with this. But
I'm shocked Chris ain't on the Jaguars. I'm going to be honest.
You know why I'm sold on the Chiefs? You know why I'm sold on the Chiefs?
Because the Jaguars are that fucking bad.
No. There's something that Doc
Trevor Lawrence is out there with a blindfold on his goddamn face.
There's something that Doc said last week. He said the names on the back of the jersey don't mean shit if Patrick Mahomes isn't playing good. Well, guess what having Xavier Worthy did for Patrick Mahomes' confidence? Yeah. It changed life for the receivers. It changed life for him. Now, the run game's terrible in Kansas City still, but it changed life for Travis Kelce, which I said, him getting 5 catches for 50 yards, maybe a touchdown every few weeks, that's good for Travis Kelce nowadays. Worthy getting the catches he had. Thornton looks good. You're evolving Juju, Hollywood Brown, and guess what? In 3 weeks, you have 3 weeks left. You get
Fry Rice.
I'm sorry. You get 2 weeks left to play without him. You get Rashee Rice back. The Kansas City Chiefs are not going anywhere. They might not win the AFC West still, but they're a fucking playoff team, and they are a Super Bowl contender still. The Kansas City Chiefs are back. And the Jacksonville Jaguars, good defense. They have a good defense in Jacksonville. I'll give them that this year. But the Chiefs' offense is still going to be good.
I'm not calling them like a Super Bowl contender or
they're in the top. They're in the top 6 or 7 for me.
That offense will be if it's healthy, will be nasty again. And I mean, feel sorry for Josh Allen, but he better hope they don't play the Chiefs in the playoffs again.
Or you know what? Bring it on. Let Josh show him that he's still up.
This is going to be Josh's year against the Chiefs. This is going to be his year against the Chiefs.
Let's hope for his sake.
And mine. I just think, I mean, I said it to Luke. I think the Kansas City Chiefs they're back. They're finding a way. Our Xavier Worthy made a difference. He looked good with the hurt shoulder, and you're getting Rashee Rice back in 3 weeks. Week 7, he's back, and he was he was one of the best receivers through 3 weeks last year. Now, short sample size, I get it, but he looked good in preseason.
I'm not ruling them out. I mean, they do need a run game. So if a running back comes available at the trade deadline or something, they should be on the phones because Pacheco's not it. But Chiefs are like the Dodgers. They coast the regular season and they kick it on in the postseason. So we don't know what Chiefs we're going to get in the postseason because the last 2 years they had no business being there, and they were there.
The-
So you know what I'm saying?
The three major sports, like you said, Dodgers in the regular season, the Chiefs in the regular season, and when LeBron James was in the East Coast, the Eastern Conference, the Cavaliers and the Heat in the Eastern Conference. That's what LeBron did. They coasted and they found ways to make the finals. So
exactly.
yeah, I know people like to hear it, but they're not going away.
Yeah.
So, but guys, that was an exciting slate of games. I know some of them.
God, I'm glad it's over.
Yeah. Next week better.
God.
Doc, I will say this. Good luck to your Florida State Seminoles. This score will be loud. It will be loud this Saturday night.
Yes, it
7:30.
will.
It will be loud.
It will. Yep.
And I'm telling you right now,
to
everyone is rooting for the U in this chat.
I know.
I'm rooting for Miami, not because of you. And out of all the Florida teams, Miami is the only team I can actually withstand. The only team I can actually find tolerable. Because there's too many Florida State and Florida fans, not enough Miami fans that rub me the wrong way in our little Florida area. But Florida and Florida State, there's just a lot of them, and they act nuts. They're just delusional.
I wish both could lose, but
that's the
Holy
That's
shit.
Jake Winnicott about the Boss Ball. Hey, have a great one, guys. Welcome to fall weather, by the way. No more summer. Have a good one. Thank you for checking out another episode of All About the Balls podcast. We want to thank all of our listeners and supporters of the Sack House. You can listen to the show on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. And don't forget to subscribe and give us a follow on Twitter and Instagram at the Sack House.